like a ugly sound of the broken tin can. And that shows the personality. And the personality, according to Aristotle, is the result of a habit. If you continue using your mind in a wrong way for a while, it becomes your second nature. And that becomes your personality. And other people simply regard you as what kind of person you are. It's so important. So what is most important is we have to be enlightened to our Buddha nature, and that is spelled out in the truth of Ilonsang and the practice of Ilonsang. So, in order to somehow transform, if your personality is like a broken tin can, you have to pay attention and sincere and put great effort to transform your personality from a despicable personality to a respectable person and the person who will make everybody happy. And some people make everybody unhappy by actions and by sayings. And what is more important, according to Master Chung, is your mind. Why? Your actions, your speech all come out of your mind. And if your mind is somehow messed up, your Buddha nature is covered with the three poisons. Whenever you open your mouth, normally, it depends, there are great degrees, like 1,000 degrees of those personality, Buddha at the top, and the hoodlums at the bottom, and the ordinary people are in between. Sometimes they say they do good things, sometimes bad things. It all depends. And some people have formed a really bad habit. And that what kind of people are. We know some people are bad and so on. So, and there is what is called the upgrade on your computer. 서정아 씨 어디 갔어? Okay, anyway, upgrade. This does upgrade our computer, like very good now. It functions so well. And some people are like, old computer with a very slow malfunction and so on. The human mind. The point I am going to make today is this, after reading these Dharma words, is cleanse your mind. If there is any dirt on your mind, and what are the dirts? Grudge, grudge. The mind of vengeance or avenge, those are very harmful things in the mind. And as long as you have grudge in your mind against somebody, eventually you will suffer the consequence. So we have to keep our mind clean, of any harmful intentions and vengeance and so on. So, in WonBuddhism, Grandmaster Sotaesan spelled out his view of the universe, the world, and the human world, and how human beings, go around the cycle of birth and death, either being promoted or demoted and so on. And this is very important because every moment we are creating some kind of karma, and this part of your habit and also personality. So our method is, of course, taking the Ilonsang Dharmakaya as the model of a practice until we attain the three great powers of emancipation, enlightenment, and the mean, the middle way. And those are our final goals. Emancipation, liberty, freedom from any situation, even from birth and death. That's the the main point of Taoism, Taoist teaching. And enlightenment, of course, is the main point of the Buddhist teaching. And the mean means middle way, doing just right at the right time and the right place. We sometimes say things, even though that thing, what we say is good, but at the wrong time, then it's worse. Sometimes we say good things at the wrong place, at the wrong time, that's no good. That's not the mean. So Confucius taught, timely mean. If you're going to say, do it at the right time, at the right place. Even though it's a good thing if you say it at the wrong place, at the wrong time, that's no good. We are not like Buddhist monks who spend their lives in the mountain valleys. We have to work this hustling, bustling, busy, rural and urban area. A lot of difficulties in living. There we have to somehow have the three powers of emancipation. You should be free yourself from any adverse conditions and trying situations. If you're not free, you are enslaved to the situation and you suffer there. So our goal is to attain emancipation, freedom from any situation. That's our goal. And if you don't have the liberty, freedom of the mind, then in trying situations, adverse conditions, you are going to suffer. So by all good means, we have to attain the spiritual power of emancipation, freedom, liberty. Second is, of course, be enlightened to our own Buddha nature. Remember, if you are not enlightened to your Buddha nature, you don't have the power to free yourself. That's very important. Like what? Somebody makes you angry. Somebody makes you hate that person, and so on, quite a long time. And you become very unhappy, depressed, and have a grudge in your mind. Already you are creating karma, unwholesome karma, and then we just read, eventually it will return to as a evil affinity, the friendship and so on. So we have to, first we have to have the liberty, freedom, emancipation, but you cannot really attain the freedom of mind unless you are enlightened to your own Buddha nature. That's important. Remember, so Buddhism teaches enlightenment, awakening to your own nature. It will be like driving the darkness out of the dark room and you see the light, and you don't stumble over what is in the closet or in a dark room. And then even if you have the power to free yourself from any situations, and also you are enlightened, but if your activities, actions are not good, then it is like a nice looking lead axe, axe, the pickaxe, but it's made of lead, not steel. You cannot chop the wood with a lead axe, right? If you are emancipated, but also you are enlightened, but you don't know how to use them in daily life, following the middle way,